Hi everybody and welcome to the comparison between the Yonex Vcore Pro 100 and the Yonex Vcore 100. Let's go! I know that you've been so many to ask what is the difference between the Yonex Vcore Pro 100 and the Yonex Vcore 100, and that's good because I'm gonna answer this question. So first of all, let's start straight with the specs. So both are 100 square inch head size, both are 300 unstrung weight, and both are 16 by 19 racket. The difference is that the Vcore has a bit more spin potential and a bit less control, and then you have the Vcore Pro who has a bit less power and a bit less spin potential. Now that's what is written on the paper. Now let's see if it's true on the court or not. Now for me, I think that they're both achieving control but with different options. So for example, the Vcore is achieving the control by making spin to the ball, and the Vcore Pro is achieving the control by just being a control oriented racket. So it's really like, I know it's maybe difficult to understand, but it's really like two control oriented racket but with different type of control. If I'm hitting hard and the ball spins a lot, it's gonna come back in the court. Or with the Vcore Pro, I'm hitting hard, but because the racket is not really powerful, then the ball is gonna stay in. Now let's see if it's true or not. Let's go on the court. On the court with the Yonex Vcore 100, yeah, this racket is solid. A lot of spin, a lot of power. It's easy to grind from the baseline. I feel like with this racket, you can hit 100 shots in a row without, missing, and pretty easily. Because this racket just feels good. Same thing with the serve, same thing with the volley. I would say a bit less with the volley, to be honest. Like, it doesn't have a great touch, but yeah, overall, like, just a solid racket, and I feel like it's really stable. The wider beam at 11 and 9 is really helping. It's a racket that I've always loved, and this 7th generation is still one of my favorite racket. It's just easy to use overall, and I really like the spin that the racket is generating. It's producing a lot more spin than the 98 version, and that's something that I really love. It's really suiting a bit more my game. Now with the Vcore Pro 100, this one creates less spin, okay? But the thing that is really cool with this racket, I feel like you can be more offensive. So it's not for grinder now. It's for offensive player that really loves to go to the net and really attack with big bombs. And yeah, I really like this racket. It has a lot more power, but compared to the Vcore 100, it has a bit less spin, but a bit more control. So yeah, those two rackets are really solid. And to be honest, like, I enjoyed trying those two rackets back to back because it was a great experience, and that's something that I recommend you to do. Alright, so if I had to choose my favorite racket between those two, it's tough because they're both really good rackets. For me personally, I would go with the Vcore 100 because it has a bit more spin potential. But both rackets are really good, and that's the thing where, for me, you really need to try those two rackets if you're thinking about buying one of these rackets. And yeah, they're like, for me, it really shows that Yonex are really making great racket. It's not like other brands where you have a lot of difference between rackets. Sometimes they're really similar, and that's why it's really important to have the right racket for you. And I know some of people will think that this is a negative way of thinking about Yonex, but it's not. I feel like Yonex really care about the player, and they really want them to have the right fitted racket, because those two rackets can fit the same player. But then if you want a bit more spin, then you go with this one. And if you want a bit more control, go to the net a bit more, obviously the Vcore Pro is going to be better. Thanks for watching. Hope you have liked the video. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. And see you next time. Bye bye.